Hi HCGers, HCG Berry Babe checking in. It's been about a week since I've talked with you. Earlier in the week I met with my regular physician, and the idea was to have some blood work drawn so that we could look at thyroid and adrenal issues. Because I ended up having the surgery, I didn't get my list of labs that I wanted for sure done, and I had also had some labs done at the hospital prior to my surgery, and they were faxing those over to my doctor, but they didn't get there in time for her to use them. I have an appointment for a physical set up in a week from Tuesday, so I will talk to her about it then. She was very supportive of my concerns over thyroid and adrenals, admitted that she really does not know a tremendous amount, except she was familiar with running the thyroid antibodies and running the free T3 and free T4. If you don't know anything about thyroid, that will make total no sense to you. She did give me the name of a physician who is not far from the other medical places where I go, about an hour from here, that is an MD or a DO that also practices naturopathic medicine, and thought that that might be an option for me, since it's possible there would be a combination of things, traditional medical as well as naturopathic, to follow. She had she had 3 patients that had followed with a local nutritionist or chiropractor or something, and were spending about $300 a month on supplements, and one had been very faithful and was pleased, the other 2 not so much. So I do think that I need to press having my iron level looked at. 4 years ago, before I had my last bariatric surgery, I had to have my first iron infusion, where they actually put the iron in a vein. And my sister-in-law is waiting to get in right now, and she had her surgery about 4 years ago. So we don't do any supplemental iron because of the way we malabsorb. My bariatric nurse does not feel that it's worth the hardship to the system for the benefit that you get. Extreme fatigue is one of the side effects of low iron, and so I want to look into that. And then I'm still pursuing the adrenals and thyroid. So today I saw my surgeon, and to remind you all, last summer I had had a thigh lift, which I had paid for. My issue was that I had 2 golf ball size pockets of skin at the top of each, or one at the top of each thigh. And while my stomach had been big, you really didn't see them because the pants kind of blossomed over it, and I could camouflage it by wearing more formal pants. Once my stomach was gone with the tummy tuck, then now I've got issues. I'm having to wear a girdle just to keep I call them elephant balls, pulled in so I could wear clothes, because otherwise they would swing and sway under the pants. I was like, well, damn, I did all this work. So that's why I went ahead with thighs, which are notoriously difficult. I had a heck of a time. Excellent surgeon, but he wanted to try and fix the problem without making any vertical incisions in my legs, and I was all for that, but I think that the stress was too much on the skin. One of the side effects of either the thyroid or the adrenal is that your skin gets thinner, and I think that that might have been an issue. He also is crazy nuts for liposuction, and so I think that on one leg where I had the worst healing, I think he just went crazy. He had he opened an opening on the other one, and the damage didn't seem to be as bad. But to make a long story short, my incisions did not heal well. They opened way up and got infected, and if you can imagine where the cuts are, all along your underpants line from the very front to the very back. And it took me a little while to recover. So as a result, my doctor says it's my fault because I didn't heal well, and then I lost weight. And I told you he kind of had a tantrum on me when he saw how much weight I had lost. So my right leg, it'll be 3 weeks on Monday since I had this leg done. And currently there is no bruising along the stitching line. But I must say, Neely, I had some beautiful indigo bruising. I had such heavy, heavy duty, dark, dark, dark bruising that the color indigo came to my mind. While beautiful in a rainbow on a leg, it's kind of scary. So they had originally put in 2 drains, and they worked sort of for a week and then quit working. And one of the problems is that when you have surgery, all that skin and fat and stuff becomes traumatized, and there's a lot of fluid that builds up and needs to come out. I had put on 10 pounds from the morning before I left for surgery, empty stomach, no fluids in me, no solids from the day before food, to the next day when I had drunk and had eaten some. It was a solid 10 pounds, and the legs swelled. Ooh, the legs swelled. I was afraid I was going to pop my stitches. It got so hard and so swollen. Things are progressing, and I've been after him to schedule my second surgery. Yeah, am I crazy? I need to be able to look for work and to substitute teach this fall, and I have 2 more, the other side and the top part, to get done before school starts. So last week he took out the 1 drain and was getting a lot of leaking around the tube that came out for the second drain. It actually technically isn't draining, but the fluid is rising because there's a tube. It's like fish, looks like fish tube, like for a fish tank. The tube comes out, then the liquid comes out of there, and it starts out, I'm sorry if this is TMI, it starts out as very, very heavy, very dark, real blood. And it gets lighter and lighter and lighter, and right now it's very, very pale. Very, very pale pink, but there is still fluid coming out. And oh, I was glad my husband has been taking me down, not only because the right foot is my driving foot, but I do the Percocet and the Valium before I go in. If he was going to pull that drain today, I needed a little not there support. He did not pull the drain today, but he, oh Lord, he massaged the leg, and I can't tell you I can't tell you how awful that felt. He says, you can hit me when we're done, you can hit me. I said, no, I don't want to hit you, I want to get it over with. If that helps, then do it, but we need to get all that liquid out of there. So he was pushing and pushing and pushing all that liquid up so it would come out the drain, and there was a lot, the drain hole. So this week, he said he wasn't going to take out the drain. Yeah, usually what happens is after they say, no, we're not taking out the drain, then all of a sudden it quits, and I'm stuck with whatever. He had cut off the actual bulb that collected the fluid, so I just have a piece of hose tied off coming out of me, but I'm really anxious to get a date set for the second leg. So he has a training to go to next weekend, so he only has currently Saturday regular office hours, but he is in the building doing surgery on Thursday. So he's having me come back Thursday at noon, and I'm got my fingers crossed. I kind of looked at my calendar and didn't want this Friday, like a week from yesterday, this Friday, but the following Friday, Thursday or Friday, I thought, give me 10, 12 days, that would be a good time. So, because I want to get back to the 155 before he does the other leg. And he said to me today, are you still losing weight? And I said, well, It's just very different for me to be self-defensive about losing weight. And I said, I'm only trying to get off what I put on since the surgery. Now, I probably still am holding a minimum of 2 pounds of fluid. My goal is to be 155 again the morning that he does the surgery with nothing in my stomach, no clothes on, so to speak of, and nothing, no liquids. Because then that will mean the legs were in a similar state. He said, because when he looked, I was real bloated yesterday. My birthday is Wednesday. My youngest has gone away for a week with her boyfriend, and I really wanted to meet her up there, and because it's not far from where Donna in Michigan is, and have a meet up, and stay at Donna's motel. But I don't ride well in the car, and the 3.5 hours up and the 3.5 hours back, even to split it over 2 days, I couldn't be assured that I would feel like socializing once I got up there, so I had to put that on hold. So I birthdayed with my Birthday Ladies Club, and I birthdayed with 2 of the teachers that I brought into special ed, and I birthdayed with my husband. Yeah, so I decided to load, and I loaded, and I ended up loading for a solid 3+ days. With the pellets, one of the things I read was that you eat today and then you start your pellets at night, and they don't really say you have to load. It had been just a little over 2 weeks, since I had been on the pellets before, and as you know, I don't do P3 well, so I was afraid that I wouldn't, because I didn't have a date for the surgery, getting the weight off in time in the way I needed to would work. And I've been on HCG more than I've been off HCG in the last 2 years. So so today was the first VLCD, day 1. I did this morning, and my appointment was at 1:40. I got up and took a water pill because I was worried he was going to yell because I was so far up. Before I went to the bathroom this morning, I was 67 point something. So that's over my 10 pounds, but I was swollen, really swollen. I mean, everything was swollen, and I didn't want him to think I was having leg issues from the surgery, because when I eat crappy carbs, which I had been doing to celebrate my birthday, they really, more than salt, carbs make me hold water. So it's a different time for me this time, because I didn't start a graph, because my goal is by the date of surgery I'll be 155. So if I start getting close to 155, I'm going to need to increase my calories in order to stay there. Because now I feel like I need to do 23 days on the pellets and then go into a P3 and do it right if this is going to be the last time. I don't know if this is going to be the last time. But it's different. It's like, it's not like, gotta get there, gotta get there, gotta get there, never been there, gotta get there. It's like, been there twice. This is where I want to be. Here's my time frame. I know that with HCG I can make it. So if he gives me a date a week from this, in 2 weeks, I know I can do that. I didn't think I could get a whole 10 pounds off by this Friday, a week from yesterday. But I can get that weight that fat I just put on in the last couple of weeks off by then, just by going real tight. So last night I'm going to have to go, or I'm going to not be able to give you any of this. I'll do part 1, part 2.